Boom, 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 boom. Can you hear me? Am I live? Yeah. No Scott? Hey, Lisa. Trump wins. What do we think about that? Morning, Harry. America. Uh, Boy, they had me a little nervous the last couple of days. You're all right with it? It is a beautiful morning. It's kind of chilly here. Yeah, for the longest time, I thought, there's no way Trump could lose this. But then they kept coming out with those pollsters. They just lied. Oh, it's tied. Oh, welfare check on lag. So what's going on? I thought I'd just pop on for a little bit. Scott and them, they stayed up past midnight watching the election, and so they're probably all still asleep. I didn't. I made it till a little bit after 10, then I went, I'm sleepy. I'm going to bed, so I went to bed. Yeah, the voice of reason. Harry, there's a lot of times in my life when I haven't been reasonable. John was up till 5 a.m. I mean, it's still not 100% sure, is it? I'm I mean, it's sure, but it's like, let's see, ELECTLN results. Because there's still 3 states that haven't declared. But even if Kamala won those, 4 states. What takes Maine so long to count their votes? I don't know. Let's take a look at it. Because nobody's seen this map. It's still amazing how close it was, even though it wasn't close. You know what I mean? So, Maine. Um, but they only have 2 electoral votes. Michigan still has not completed their tallies. Arizona has not. And Nevada has not. Texas has. Donald Trump got more votes this go round in Texas than he did in 2020. I thought that was interesting. He got like 15% of the 15% boost. Lowe's already sold a record amount for the tiers. I want to gloat, but it's hard. Went to bed at 10. I saw the huge moon. Yeah, gold and silver are way down this morning, and Bitcoin is all-time high. So weird. Did he really put on a Trump hat yesterday? Where was he? There you go. Ron stayed up late. Yeah, Bitcoin is at 74,500. Jeez. Why would Republicans winning push Bitcoin up? I don't know about that. Gold and silver has just been shoved down. That's strange to me. I guess a lot of people were buying gold and silver because of the uncertainty in the economy when Democrats were in power. I mean, silver could go back below $30 an ounce, and that's down. It's gone down every hour for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours in a row. And gold went below 2,700. In fact, it went down to 2656. But the stock market is supposed to boom today. And boom it did. Standard & Poor's, 5,899. That's quite an increase. In fact, that's a new record, isn't it, for the Standard & Poor's? Yep. Yeah. Less government spending. We can only hope. Because if we can get, hey, Tom's here. Hey, Tom. If we can get, if we can get inflation to stop, or even to go backwards a little bit, well, that would. Old,
Good morning.
I fell asleep watching Scott's show last night, so I went to bed. I was sitting here in my chair and I just nodded off. I was like, I can't hang. So
I remembered looking at the clock at 3:30 as I was trying to go to sleep, and that's the last time I remember looking at the clock.
Yeah, Ron said he stayed up till 3. Yeah, Elon. If Elon can get out his red pen and just, I mean, there's so much government spending that needs to just be axed, just slice and dice, you know.
You
And Trump even
youngsters.
said we could pay down some debt. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if you can do that. I'm sure they can cut a couple of $1 trillion out of the budget, but that's still going backwards from the amount of taxes that are brought in. You youngsters. What?
Well, I hung in there till they called Pennsylvania. I started to say Panama, Pennsylvania. I'm still not woke up. And I've been to the optometrist and
Yeah, the electoral map looks pretty red to me. The Northeast went Democrat, and Mexico, Colorado, a bunch of it.
it's a great day
West
for America.
Coast, the Senate race. I think that's about as big a deal as Trump winning,
Yeah.
because if even if Trump was elected and the Senate and the House of Representatives stayed Democrat, then passing legislation to fix everything would be really tough. Are they still? Is the House still not a lock yet?
No.
Well,
Let's see.
I mean, it's pretty much a done deal, but yeah. I think in a lot of ways, Trump won because Democrats did such a bad job.
Yeah.
Just too much stupid stuff they did.
Absolutely.
You can't give away $8 trillion during your administration and expect the economy to stay good.
Right.
So anyway, I just thought I'd pop on and do a short show since Scott is still in bed.
Yeah. Absolutely. But it's going to be okay. It's time for he's going to have to get to work now, or he needs to start laying out his game plan. So right after the inauguration, he can start doing the stuff he said he was going to do.
Well, he promises he will. Not just him, just the whole team. I think he
Yeah.
built a better team around himself this time than he had his first term.
Mr. Sadie, I think the wokeness was around high academic or academia areas, universities, the posh cities, New York and San Francisco, and because we have some trans people that we're close to, and they don't do all that bullshit. First of all, they look like women. They're guys that trans. They look like women. They don't look like. They're not like that freak that's got. And I said freak, so I'm trans shaming, I guess. He's got a beard that's green and his hair's orange, and he looks nothing like a woman. Not trying it.
Morning, Anissa.
Oh
Anissa's
yeah,
all loud and proud.
yeah.
Hey, Anissa carried Pennsylvania for us. Yay.
I was kind of concerned about North Carolina for a little while there.
Yeah. And Pennsylvania waited until 3 a.m. to get called.
Yeah. You carried Ohio, Roman? Yeah, it was in high schools too, Ron. But that's also going back to parents. So these kids are supposed to be getting an education. But that's my opinion.
Morning, Roman.
I'm just glad it's over with.
Yeah, no more political ads. Yay.
Yeah.
Hank, good morning. Wow. I thought nobody was going to come in this morning since Scott wasn't going to do a show.
Well, good, Anissa.
Cha-ching. For Anissa. Way to go.
Yeah. Hopefully this was enough of a wake-up call to people that...
So, Paul, how many people in Great Britain are happy that Trump got elected? Isn't that where you are? Great Britain? Morning, Mike.
Paid
Way to go,
99
Anissa.
cents and got a sale for 50. Way to go, Anissa.
Checked on him. Lag doesn't share his information. He probably stayed up all night watching the election. He probably asleep too.
These staying up all night's killing me. I can't do that shit anymore.
I can't either.
I mean, really.
Yeah, news was saying that Trump won the popular vote and the electoral college. So there ain't no doubt. Just wondering if he's still alive this morning. He's always here at 8 a.m.
Who was that?
Lag. Gonna watch The View today.
Is that live?
The View?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anissa, is that live? I know you have to watch Joy.
God, that bunch, they they irritate me too hard. I can't watch it.
Joy Behart just gets on my last good nerve. Good morning, Glenn.
They all do. For me, I can't. I can't. Bum, bum.
They're still counting votes in Michigan. They're still counting votes in Arizona and Nevada too, aren't they? Sorry, I had to have something to eat. I was beginning to feel lightheaded.
Yeah, it's not called yet, but it's right now Trump is 51.9% to Kamala 47.2%. And Nevada is about the same shape.
Is there anybody in the group that was a Harris fan besides Lag?
Gold is tanking this morning. It's been going down 5 hours in a row. It dropped below 2,700 for the first time in a couple of months.
Mr. Sadie just had a sale.
Dang. Everybody's getting a sale but me. I had okay sales yesterday. Not bangers, but golly. Silver's dropped $1.75 an ounce to $30.86. That's a big drop.
Yeah, somebody was trying to sell me some on the telephone last night.
Some silver.
Uh-huh. Excuse me.
Now, can you?
This bacon is crunchy.
De Niro's moving to the moon. That guy. Can't figure him out. What the hell was he thinking? And DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Isn't he a Diddyite?
I don't know if he. I don't know. He sure was pushing for Democrats.
Mm-hmm. Where is?
Yeah. It's a thing in this. We're about down the list, about 50th in health. If you rank all the countries. And America has the means to be the healthiest in the world. And we're
we
not.
can produce everything.
What do you think, folks? Are we going to have a gold-backed dollar? There's too many things to fix before we can get there.
CNN officially filed for bankruptcy protection. Couldn't happen to a lovelier group of people.
What?
Hello, Cindy.
I don't think so. Ross Perot came in fourth.
Okay, I love Ross.
We're already on a goal back.
Oh. Sorry, Anissa. I don't think Hillary's got a lot to say because, this is two women that's got beat by Trump. You women folk in the audience, all the rest of you shut up for a minute. Did you trust Kamala? Because you're a woman, you're supposed to have voted for her. If you didn't, you're against women. Because that's why my mom said she didn't vote for Hillary. Besides that, Hillary's a Democrat, a liberal Democrat. She said she didn't trust her, and I think that's what a lot of women are.
Hi, John.
I voted for Harris. No, I didn't. I ain't that stupid.
Liar.
Sorry, I just broke in. What's up?
Oh, nothing. We're just felt weird having 8 a.m. come around with no show. Basically,
it felt weird getting out of bed and they had a winner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody said it would. Everybody said it'd be this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You already had a woman president.
You talking about Mrs. Bill Clinton?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, Jill.
Nope. Kamala Harris. She was
Oh,
legally present. Look it up. She was legally present for 85 minutes when he was under anesthesia for his colonoscopy. She held the nuclear keys. Look it up. She's already been a president.
So, I wonder what's going to happen to illegal aliens that are in America.
Have what?
What's going to happen to illegal aliens that are in America now?
Nothing. Listen, here's what people don't understand. They're talking about this in MDS already. 60% tariffs, 80% tariffs. There's a lot of fear put out in this, okay? There is some truth behind it, but there was fear. He's not going to get 60% or 80% tariffs on goods coming in from China. He's not going to be able to go around and have this mass deportation on day one. All this stuff has to be done by law, even with being totally red everywhere. He's got a red court, a red Senate. It looks like he's going to have a red Congress from the flips that have been announced. All those things, it will still take time. It's not going to be, you're not going to start looking for employees in Miami-Dade County. There's a heavy illegal immigration issue right there in Miami-Dade County. They're still going to work tomorrow in the hotel industries.
John is just stealing my damn joy.
What?
I said, you're just stealing my joy.
Well,
talking about, which you're right. You're right. It's not,
but it's reality. They both put out bad information. They both had stretched the truth. They both did things that they shouldn't have done. It was a horrible election cycle. I am not a Trump supporter. Will I respect him as president? Yes. Did I vote for him? Yes. Do I believe in his policies? Yes. But him as a man, he's power hungry. Those type of people are power hungry as they get older. Now, will he do good for the country? Yes, but we need to be more of a neutral. We need to find the middle again. We need a JFK. We need a Clinton. We need a Reagan. We need somebody like that that's going to draw us back towards stretching across the aisle to make some diplomacy work. This dividing the nation further, and this is going to split us more, is going to be a problem.
You're right. Bill Clinton, his claim to fame was he was able to work across the border. I mean, the aisle.
He got a lot. Listen, he got a lot of stuff done under his desk. I get that. I meant he got a. I am not.
Bye, Paul.
I am not a stout, diehard Republican. I'm not against abortion. If you ask me my opinion on what I believe, I'll tell you what I believe. But what you do, you got to stand up in front of your maker at some point in your lifetime and go, this is what I have to account for, just as I will. If you choose to go get an abortion, that is your choice. It's not mine right to make that decision for you. I can give you my opinion, but the Bible's very clear about all this. Do not judge. If you don't agree with them, put them outside of your city. That's why I believe Roe versus Wade being overturned was right, because it goes back to the local. It goes back local.
That's what Trump's saying. He doesn't want to deal with that issue. He says it needs to go back to the states.
It's not a federal issue.
And they were running. Did he ever say anything against IVF? The in vitro fertilization? Anissa? Because they were running ads down here in North Carolina about he's doing away with abortions and IVF. And IVF is for people that want to have children that can't have children. That's what I thought.
And this says he approves it. The crazy card put JFK ran today, he would totally be Republican.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he'd be Republican. I think he would be viewed as a Republican because of the left moving. It's the same thing as Elon. Elon identified as a Democrat for the longest time. They moved the lines. They moved the left so far left that it drugged the center into Republican territory. Trump
The thing I don't like about abortion is it's a lot of it's getting paid for out of my tax dollars.
That's right.
I don't
care what you do as long as it's not coming out of our tax dollars.
But there's Republican programs that are paid out of tax dollars that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, Todd. I really do. This is the first time I've really put what I believe out there. I am more neutral. Yeah, I'm conservative in my beliefs. I am conservative in the way I vote because of my beliefs, but I am not antisocial. I'm not against what they say is their socialism platform of, it's biblical. My mom says that, I don't have anything to worry about. Yeah, I believe that too. The crazy card. I believe that I believe there's going to be a lot of changes because we showed a weak front.
Yeah.
That was something that's never happened in this country. We've always had a strong front, and they've seen cracks.
I didn't see Kamala as being the kind of person to be president. The person, what do you call it? When the person, when you're looking at them and listen to them talk and whatnot, Hillary would have done a much better job. Kamala always acted like she was 14 years old talking to her girlfriends on their cell phone. And I don't think people take that serious.
She had a very even keel, calm demeanor about her. You have to give her credit where credit's due for her. She ran an opposite till the end. She ran an opposite campaign. She didn't get real negative until the very end of the campaign. She stayed even keel with a calm, even tone, no yelling, no screaming in her ads, no rhetoric. And it was to try and capture the vote of the people that are just tired of all the yelling and screaming. But you got to give Trump credit. He knows how to get in front of a camera. That rhetoric got him so much airtime. Do I think he's going to get I think some things are going to change. I don't think the big policies that there's not going to be a border wall here, boys and girls. He's not going to start building a wall tomorrow. Ain't going to happen. We're still going to have an immigration problem because you got too many people that are Republicans that go, wait a minute, who's going to do all the work if you deport everybody? We have to have some kind of process to filter through. Is there a lot of illegals that are killing, murdering, robbing, and just wiping out our system? Yes, I do believe all of that. But I don't know that you're going to be able to do it overnight. I just don't see it happening, guys.
Well, as far as the border goes, I've got 400 of the fattest Florida gators headed towards the Rio Grande as we speak.
I mean,
we don't need no wall.
And listen, you talk about the immigration voting blue. Look at Miami-Dade County and how quickly they called that red.
We're not going to give you a green card. I've already called Don and told him. I said, if this guy named Felix,
then Felix already bought one.
Huh?
He traded a few Rolexes for one.
Yeah. Well, there's countries that you can buy land in, and they'll give you a daggum citizenship.
Listen, just because we have control of power doesn't mean anything's going to move any faster. Nothing's going to move faster. Just like Trump was able to tie up some of their some of the things they wanted to do with a lot of legal actions that we don't know all of, they will be able to do the same thing. Even though it may go against them, they're still going to be able to get it heard.
Oh, you can buy a scholarship, a citizenship at St. Kitts for $150K. That's okay.
Zero. You have a better chance of Trump taking office and stepping down. I honestly don't know about. I just know what I seen when I was down there, man. I was just totally dumbfounded that Miami-Dade went as fast as it did red. Who's the puppet master? I really don't know.
Well, Trump picked up a lot of Cuban American votes this go around.
I also think he picked up kids. He picked up a lot of kids like my daughter and her husband. I really thought they were voting liberal. My daughter talks very liberal. She's very.
Thanks, Jennifer.
She's very about the social medicine, socialized healthcare, social help the single moms. And so I really thought she leaned liberal, and they were out there voting Trump.
Well, I hope he does get manufacturing revitalized in North Carolina, in the United States.
I think, now listen, will he get a tariff through? He will absolutely increase tariffs. I don't think that it's going to be anywhere near 60%.
I don't either, because if he was to do 60%,
it would crush our economy.
Because we can't compensate for that, for the lack of goods.
He knows.
Like 75% of our across the counter meds comes from India and China. I mean, if you double the price of it, there's no way we would have enough available.
It's like him saying he's going to deport every illegal on day one. Our economy would get shut down because there's so many people that work from that.
There shouldn't be, though. If they filled out their paperwork right, because that's what I used to do, or that was part of my job, was taking care of the paperwork for new hires.
I'm not.
I don't know how they get around that. Did they cancel? Did I see where they canceled your last cruise?
My last 2 cruises have been canceled because of engine fires. Yo, Jake.
Hey. How's it going, John?
Good.
If the Amish ran cruise ships, they would still be going.
Yeah, because there'd be it's a bunch of people would be paddling those propellers, like, the little pedal boats you see out on ponds and whatnot. Which, when that Carnival cruise ship was stuck at sea for 2 days, they probably wish they had some damn long boat paddles.
Paddles or pedals?
Yeah. Or let's start tying those sheets together and make a daggum sail and see if we can move this thing.
Yeah. Do I think it was a good thing? Yeah, I do think. I think we said no to socialism. I watched a movie. When I went to the movie theaters and seen that Reagan movie, it reminded me a lot of what Reagan stood for. Reagan was against communism coming into this country, and I think that's why there was such an decisive result so quickly, was that it was more about we're saying no to socialism.
Yeah. Roman says that, Jake, you're out currently driving to collect all the uncounted ballots.
No, I am unfortunately actually on my way to eviction court.
Oh.
What is wrong? Somebody's asking me what is wrong with socialism.
Jake, you wouldn't have that problem if you didn't rent to illegals. You know
that. Actually, if I rented to illegals, the government would just pay me, right?
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Socialism has some good values. It does have some good values, but we take it too far.
Socialism has good tendencies when they're voluntary, but they're very quickly bad when they're compulsory.
Yeah.
Look at the Bible. The Bible says to take care of widows and children, orphans, widows and orphans. And if you look at the Jewish community.
Hey, I gotta go. Got a call coming in.
All right, bye.
When you look at something like the Jewish community, and I only use the Jewish community because I have a friend that is Jewish, and him and I have a lot of discussions about community. The Amish take care of their own. It's more, I think socialism works more as a local thing than on a national level, because you give too much. You have too much spread from the top to the bottom
Right.
on a national level. Where on a local level, you can do it at like the church level.
Right.
And I'm saying church, house of worship, so I don't offend anybody. I'll be glad when the 20th of January comes around. I'll stop having to worry about offending people. They won't be able to put me in jail anymore for my freedom of speech. I think there's a lot of good in socialism. I talk a lot about being very conservative, but I also take care of my mother, who is a widow. I feel that many churches fall down because widows have money. They feel that they're okay. I don't believe that we do what we should do socially. Do I believe in social medicine? No, not on a federal level.
Well, we're just going to have to wait and see.
In Islam, it is a sin to go to sleep with a full belly if your neighbor is hungry. I did not know that. That I did not know. I find that very interesting.
Oh, I'm having to listen
That's
to.
expanded. I know it is. I know it is for the Jewish faith.
They passed all the bonds that they were pushing for in Mecklenburg County.
But I said this when I said this the last election cycle when I went to vote, that I didn't feel that it was a fair election where I was, the local election, because we got the ballot and there was the governor was on there, the senator was on there, the congressmen were on there, and then once you got to the county level, Democrats were all write-ins. There was no Democrats running on the ballot. That's an imbalance of power. That's not a balance of what this country stands for. And I feel that way. I feel that way on a
Democrats
federal
don't
level.
feel like running. There was a lot of positions on our ballot that were the only person. There's only one person running.
I think this is
It's
just my opinion. I think there was a lot of Democrats that wasn't going to spend the money, even though the majority of it's somebody else's money, running for a position with Biden and Kamala, and then Kamala, having to deal with that and see what kind of fallout was going to happen from Joe. And
I think there's a couple. I think she screwed up. She screwed up a lot of places. One was she didn't have a platform that she stood on. When she was asked, "What would you do different than what Joe did?" She was like, "I can't think of anything." When you start, you have to differentiate yourself, because people start lumping you together with them and going, "Oh, wait a minute, I can't afford to get a steak now."
Well, I'm a middle class reseller from a middle class reseller community.
Oh shit! Here we go. And what has been is gone.
Yeah.
That's right. What has been
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24K gold is down this morning because gold is seen as a safe haven in a troubled economy. Gold is going to go up.
Well,
And now the election of Trump is adding some security that maybe we can survive the economy as it is, and will be.
Well,
So people are getting out of gold because
the
it's
markets
not
are
as
up.
necessary as it was last month.
And I bet you see a big push in a big push of money in the oil
Well, sure.
because he will get the drills running again. We will become dependent on our own oil source again under Trump. I do believe that. I'm right here in the middle of the oil fields, guys. These guys here in Texas, they want to go back to work.
Hey, look, somebody agrees with me.
That's Val.
I know.
She only agrees with you because y'all are from Texas. She's one of them Texas girls.
Now, here's what I do think. I think there's going to be a big focus on the economy. I think that's one of the big reasons he's in, is that he's already lining up the people to help him straighten out the economy. I think the move with Elon Musk was a big one. I think the move with JFK was a big one. Not JFK. I'm sorry.
Robert.
RFK was a big one. I think. I honestly think Taylor Swift had no influence at all. I also believe that Oprah didn't have an influence. I think they talked to a very already decided group of people.
Well, I think Oprah has lost a lot of her credibility between her interview with Harry and Meghan and then this recent interview with Kamala. She came across as stupid. So I think her credibility is kind of kaput. And now she's been tied with Diddygate. So, and I think, social media is good. I can stay, I stay in touch with family that I otherwise would not be staying in touch with. I stay in touch, I talk to Todd more than I talk to my own brothers. Hell, I talk to 100 people in the show that I talk to more than my brothers. But I think people have just got their nose too far up everybody else's ass, and they need to just focus on themselves. I don't care what Lady Gaga is doing, and I don't care what Tim Burton's doing or any of those people. I really think that they need to step back a little bit. And this freaking TikTok thing. Jeez. I'm not a TikTok. I don't really watch TikTok, but I've seen a lot of TikToks coming across through Facebook, and there's some loonies out there, people. People just need to step back and mind their own. Pay attention to what's going on with themselves and the area of influence that they have. Helping their families be better. Helping them prepare for if things get rough. I know. I don't have my preacher here today, though.
But
Val.
Celebrity endorsements have a place, but not for politics.
Yeah.
And I have no problems with it. Listen, I have no problems with Oprah and Winfrey standing up and saying, I support whatever her freaking name was, the middle class woman that was running for president. But just like I don't have a problem with Elon Musk putting up $1 million a day backing Trump. I don't have a problem with them standing up on their own.
Absolutely.
But trying to influence somebody in an election, I don't think that is their place. You want to say, oh, I use this wonderful freaking mouthwash? Go for it. I don't really care.
I mean, it was like the children in the cages in Texas. You people are vile people down there.
We just don't.
Oprah's got she's got a 20,000 square foot house. Why did she not go down there and foster 2 or 3 little girls?
Well, hell, they sent her a busload of people. You see how quickly she freaking locked her gates and turned them away, right?
Yeah. Has anybody heard anything from Nancy? Has she had any comments?
No, then ain't none of them going to speak.
I
don't believe. Listen, I would not be surprised if she doesn't give a concession speech. I would not be surprised.
That's it, Javis. These athletes, I could care less what they're selling, because I'm not going to go out and spend the money on some of the crap that they spend.
Where she just disappears. Dude, man, I hope you got a bus ticket, because they're like toilet paper right now. It's freaking scarce.
What's that?
Bus tickets to Canada.
See, but it is, though. I was listening to a comedian. Of course, he's going to slant everything to be kind of funny. But he's like, everybody's talking about they're going to, if Trump wins, they're going to come to Canada. He's like, no, you're not. You just can't walk across the border and move to Canada. So you need to stop it.
Josh,
I know who it was.
Josh will take them all in.
Yeah, and the guy that owns Mint Mobile, or advertises for Mint Mobile, the actor, he's Canadian.
They don't
want us up there.
It doesn't matter. It's worse up there.
Now, if you're going to go out and buy you 10,000 acres out in the middle of damn nowhere and go completely off grid with your own satellite system and power source,
I can do that.
Yeah, it's easy to do that now with some of the systems that's out. You can take your. I
got generators, Starlink. I got everything I need.
I used to say back when Domino's was the only pizza delivery place, I used to say if Domino's don't deliver, I'm too far out. And now I'm if Domino's delivers, I'm not far enough out.
Well, here's my question for the two of you, Todd and Tom, because you're old enough. Do you think
because we're old
that it's going to be all paved in gold going forwards?
No.
There has to be a correction in this market. This market has to correct.
I mean, we're seeing it just
in the best of times in my life. It was never perfect. I don't think it ever will be.
There's got to be correct. There's going to be a correction. There has to be. Is it going to be as bad as the Jimmy Carter era with gas prices going through the roof? No, I don't think it's going. But now listen, if Trump was able to get everything he wanted on day one, we would beg to go back to the 70s and the Carter administration.
Jimmy Carter.
Because everything that everything that Trump wants will directly impact our economy, and it will have to make a correction before it gets better.
Absolutely.
We're not good. You can't make a correct. You can't change things and not pay for it. You can't. It doesn't happen. The economy will have to suffer, and I believe it'll be a short time. I don't think it's a 20-year depression or something, or a recession or anything like that. But we do have to make, and the changes aren't going to have. The changes can't be overnight. And I'm sorry, of everybody, Trump is the man that knows that, especially with Elon by his side. He knows how this economy works. He is not stupid. This is a guy that stood up on stage and said, I use your laws not to pay taxes. And if you don't want me not to pay taxes, change the laws. He knows what's going on. He is not stupid.
You know, the tariff things, going back to the tariff things, you know, it's in computer program, there's a if-then statement. If this happens, then this is what's going to happen. Well, that's what it's going to be. If he raises tariffs really high, then what's going to happen? We're not going to be able to get some of the supplies, the stuff that we need. And there's not enough time to build like plants to make ibuprofen.
There's not enough time or the ability in some cases, because we have to rely on imports until we get our system infrastructure.
Absolutely.
So there are problems with tariffs. Tariffs mean you buy American. No, that's not true.
No.
Because
if
very
you
few
don't have,
things are made on everything that comes from America.
I mean,
we don't have the infrastructure and the manufacturing to replace everything we buy from China or India or,
as I said,
Taiwan or wherever.
As I said before, 75% of our OTC methods are made in India and China. 75%. It would take a while to get up enough plants to offset that import. And really, if I had a couple of $1 billion, I'd have the biggest damn ibuprofen, aspirin, all that kind of crap plant in the world right here in North Carolina.
But on the other hand, I don't think it's necessary for a company like John Deere to move plants into Mexico.
No.
They're, like Sean says, there needs to be everything coming to a middle ground. Like 24K is saying, there needs to be some middle ground. We just went too far left, and
I think we went too far right too, though, Todd.
Yeah, we can go too far right.
I think it's an equal thing. Once that division started, everybody kept saying, well, if I get a bigger wedge, I'm going to get a bigger piece of the pie. And we end up with two people that nobody wanted. And listen, I'm embarrassed when I go into these foreign ports and go, I'm an American. And these are the two best people we got to run the country. I think Donald Trump is smart. It's just not.
Somebody he needs a handler to make sure he stays on track and doesn't deviate too much, and also heads in the right direction.
He needs somebody like I do. He needs to be shut in the freaking room and left to make up the policies and what needs to be done, and let somebody else talk about it. He needs to be the brains behind it.
Well, Bridget, I'm gonna buy some property down in South Carolina, and I'll give you a couple of acres if you'll commit to move. Because she lives a good pro baseball thrower away from Canada. but I think she's getting to become a seasoned citizen like me and Todd, and which she still got it quite a way. But that cold up there is starting to get to her. You know what? Put Granny Clampett, Granny's, put the grannies on top of the truck and head south.
Here's the thing. They crazy card put, of course, it needs to be done incrementally. Everyone knows it. He isn't going to jump right off. The problem is everybody doesn't know it.
Right.
Too many people believe that's what he wants from day one. Most people don't understand that's his end goal.
That's Bridget Baker, if y'all don't know that. CB Vintage.
Thrift Daddy says Trump's is 78. He's going to be the oldest president ever in 2028. I'll be honest. I didn't think Trump did what he was going to do. I am really surprised that he even ran. I really believed he was setting this whole thing up like what happened on the Democrat side. I really thought he was going to go at the end. He was just going to fade away into the sunset and tap somebody and say, this is who I'm backing for president. I really didn't think he would carry it this far.
Well, I think that's what he's kind of doing with J.D. Vance. He's just got
I think he's screwing Vance for president. Because
Vance when you look at him, and that's what, don't matter what people say, when you look at somebody, that's 70% of your perception of that person. He's articulate. When he speaks with force. I mean, he's going to be, in 4 years, he's going to be the candidate. Unless his wife has said, I have enough of this shit and we're not doing this gig. Because he's got like 3 small children, that like small children. So it'd be the first time that the White House had small children since JFK.
I was going to say Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
No, Obama's kids were 10 and 12, weren't they?
Who?
Obama's?
Yeah.
Like 10 and 12.
Yeah.
I think JD's are like 3, 4, and 6 or something.
Yeah.
Felix is saying Vance can't speak. I don't know. In that VP debate, by the end of the debate, I went, I'd rather these two be running. It was actually a decent debate between the two of them.
Oh, hell. He Mirabelle is 2. That's Vance's youngest child. Vivek is 4. And Ellen is 7.
So I was off.
You were close, though.
I said 3, 4, and 6.
They're going to, that's going to be a house full of young kids. Watch out. Hey, Jim. Hey, Tara. No, it's hot chocolate. I had to go for the heavy stuff today. My ass is dragging. I'm going to go take a nap in a few minutes.
Now, I'll tell you what. I'm really. I just lost my whole train of thought. Freaking lag. What I want to know is, because Pennsylvania went so freaking red, are we going to bring ties back to the Senate?
Yeah, Vance does not freeze in public. What are you talking about? 24K.
Yeah, but anybody can stop walls. Yeah. Bridget, I'm going hardcore this morning.
I don't know who's gonna. I think this is a long, slow process from here, guys.
Yeah.
I don't.
has he even put together his cabinet yet, or has he released any information on his
I think
cabinet?
he's already. I think it's all done behind the. I think it's all been done behind closed doors.
So, Todd, back to the gold issue and the price drop on it. Even though it's dropping, should people be ready to spend some money, buy some gold?
I hope so.
Because
No.
gold is
No, it's going to go. I think
Gold
gold's
is-
going to plummet for a few. I think gold's going to keep coming down for a couple of weeks.
Well, that's
I
what I'm
hope
saying.
So then I can buy more.
that's what I'm saying. You know, get cash on hand so you can buy while you can.
Well, if you can't afford it, take a look at NGD.
What's NGB?
NGD,
Oh,
New Gold.
oh,
It's a stock. Look it
Oh.
up. I think Toulouse already has a job. I think Toulouse has a job. I think Elon Musk has a job. I think Vic has a job. I heard
Vanessa?
Toulouse. See, I was going to make a bad joke, but I won't. I was going to say Toulouse's wearing a blue dress.
yeah. That would be Kamala's. Anissa, that's for you. Oh. Bad girl.
So we finally seen our first Harris Wallace wall sign or whatever.
Right.
We was out in the middle of the cotton fields of frickin' Texas. I'm talking way out in the middle. Speed limit 75 miles an hour, and all you seen was cotton and windmills. And then we went by this one big ranch, had just like you see on the movies, the big concrete entranceway with the overhead and all that. And right stuck to the frickin' wall was a Harris sign. I was like, out in the middle of frickin' nowhere, so we got somebody that supports Harris. Are we? Is this really for real? The last place in the world I thought I'd see one.
Yeah. It rained all day here too. All right, Todrick. I gotta go. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah, I
right.
didn't mean to go this long anyway, but the conversation got pretty good. So.
My old ass can't stay up till 3:30 anymore without taking a nap.
My old ass
You
didn't.
was up at 3:30?
Yeah, it was about 3:30 before I ever went to sleep.
Oh shit!
That was the last time I looked at the clock.
Let me tell you something. Dade County went red. Shortly after that, I said to Lori, "I'm going to bed."
Yeah, I was in the show with Scott last night. I was falling asleep. I couldn't stay up.
That Chris the Goose.
Now everybody knows my political views. I put it right out there for you all to read. I voted for Harris. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not that stupid.
All right, Todd. I gotta go.
I'm out.
I gotta take a nap.
Bye, everybody. Thanks
All
for
right.
popping
Sleep well,
in.
guys. Thanks for letting me in.
Tom's show tomorrow. We can finish up the discussion tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we'll have some more. We can find out who's starting to whine and complain now by in the morning. And then by Friday, it should be really good.
Yep.
What time's the voice on?
I don't know. I ain't going to watch it. I hate those ladies.
The who? The
Not
View?
the voice. The view. The View. What time's the View on?
I don't know. And Anissa, what time does the View come on?
Oh, is she an avid fan?
Oh, Anissa is. She
No,
loves
she just
Joey
wants
Behar.
to hear the whining and griping.
I can't wait to hear. Whoopi this morning.
You know what I say to Whoopi? How about go back to 10-4 and make me a damn martini? That's what I say to Whoopi. 10-4. She was a bartender on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Just for those people that don't know. And that's what most people that know her now know her from.
All right, I'm out of here. You guys have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Bye, Todd.